It's not seen here. Now, after using the Samsung Galaxy S22 Plus for about a week now, the one thing that kept coming to my mind after day-to-day use with this product was this one simple statement that I feel wraps it up pretty well. And that statement is, I think that the S22 Plus is the new Ultra. And I say this because when you think about it, the actual S22 Ultra fits the description of the Galaxy Note, and the S22 Plus fits the exact description of an S22 Ultra. Like when you think about it, the Galaxy S22 Ultra looks like a Note, feels like a Note, and has the functionalities of a Note, so it is a Note. And the S22 Plus has high-end specs just like an Ultra. It has a really big, amazing display, just like an Ultra, and it doesn't come with an S Pen, just like an Ultra. And I really came to this conclusion because when I was using my S22 Plus and I realized how great it was, I think that the name of the phone could have really been better because the phone actually performs as well as any other top tier flagship. And if they weren't going to name it Ultra, I would have preferred a name like the S22 Pro or even the S22 Pro Edition, because the name Plus makes it seem like it doesn't really have that much to offer. The S22 Plus has a great camera, stable software, good responsiveness, a great look, and can hold its own weight when it comes to battery, so I never got how Samsung couldn't improve the marketing strategy behind it. But besides the lackluster name, I wanted to give you guys my day-to-day experience with it because in my opinion, I think that this will go down as one of the best phones in 2022. Now, the first thing that I loved about my Galaxy S22 Plus after using it for a week was the amazing display. Now, the Galaxy S22 Plus has a 6.6-inch dynamic AMOLED display that supports an LTPO display that goes from 48 to 120 Hz refresh rate. And based on my experience, I think that this is definitely one of the best displays in the smartphone market. The size was really great, and even though the S21 Plus had a 6.7-inch display and this one has a 6.6-inch, I didn't really feel like I was missing anything when compared to last year's phone. The viewing experience was great, and the 120 Hz refresh rate made the phone as smooth as ever. Like right here, you can see me scrolling through the OS, and it feels buttery smooth, the scrolling was effortless, and it made me want to use it more. I also really loved how responsive the haptics were. Like right here, you can see just how fast it is when I move or press on something, and there were never any times where I got lagging animations. Also, one of my favorite parts about the screen was that it didn't have a curved display like on the S22 Ultra, so there were never any times where I would get those accidental touches. And just like the S22 Ultra, the S22 Plus's screen peaked at 1750 nits brightness, which is insanely high, so whenever I was outside during a really sunny day and was on my phone, I was able to see everything without having to squint my eyes. Now, the last thing that I loved about the display on the S22 Plus is that it had one of the best viewing experiences that was very comparable to the S22 Ultra. The colors were nice, the sharpness was nice, and the size gave me a really great viewing. And to show you guys what I mean, here are some examples of me watching videos and playing video games. Now, the next thing that I loved about my Galaxy S22 Plus after using it for 1 week was the pretty great software. Like right here, you can just see me scrolling through the OS. There were no hiccups whatsoever. The phone isn't laggy. I don't get any crashes. And the phone overall ran really smooth without me having to restart it. Even when I was playing heavy games like Asphalt 9, you can see that there were no lags and I'm able to play the game as smooth as possible. It also helped that my phone didn't get really hot, which was a huge problem on a lot of other phones in this price range. I also really like the fact that whenever I would multitask, none of the apps I used were crashing. Whenever I would click on a new app, it had no problem switching. And whenever I wanted to combine apps for split screen multitasking, my phone would do exactly how I wanted it. And simple things like this is the reason why I think that the S22 Plus definitely deserves to be called the S22 Ultra, because its usability is out of this world and it can compete with any top tier flagship. Now, the next thing that I loved about my Galaxy S22 Plus after using it for a week was the pretty amazing battery. Now, the S22 Plus has a 4500 mAh battery that supports 45 watt fast charging, and if I'm being honest, I'm pretty surprised that it was able to last me towards the end of the day. I will be doing things like scripting videos, checking my emails, talking on the phone, watching YouTube videos, and even occasionally playing games, which was pretty heavy use for me. And after all that, I will usually get around 4 to 6 hours of on-screen time, and I will usually end my day with about 20% battery left, which was pretty good for me. I also love the fact that even if my phone was dying on me, all I had to do was plug my 45 watt fast charger into it. And if I'm being honest, I think that the battery was okay at best, but that 45 watt fast charging is what really made it stand out for me. Because when you think about it, whenever your phone is dying and you need a quick charge, all you have to do is charge it up for 20 minutes and you'll see a significant increase. Now, the next thing that I loved about my Galaxy S22 Plus after using it for 1 week was the great speakers. Now, the dual speakers on the S22 Plus were some of the best that I had used in a long time. There were a lot of times where I would play my music out loud while I was getting ready for work, and it became a habit because of how good they were. The bass was powerful, the sound was crystal clear, and the loudness was really high. I also really liked that whenever I turned up the volume, the quality didn't deteriorate like on a lot of other phones. And to show you guys what I mean, here's an example of me playing games with the volume all the way up.
And after that, I decided to listen to some music and vibe out while enjoying my surroundings since it was a beautiful day. And after a while of taking everything in, I let my music play in the background while I checked my YouTube and replied to comments. And I also checked up on my Twitter feed to see what the tech community was up to so that I could shed some time before the movie starts.
Now, the final thing that I loved about my Galaxy S22 Plus after using it for 1 week was the amazing cameras. And I think that the S22 Plus's cameras had great quality to the point where I could say that I had no major complaints when it came to taking photos. Like right here, you can see my outside daytime photos, and I would say that they were really good pictures that turned out really well. The skies were very vibrant yet color accurate. The trees and other aspects of nature were very sharp. My face looked pretty color accurate, especially when compared to last year's version where it would look light at times, and the overall vibrancy of the outside pictures were great to no surprise. Now, when we look at the inside daytime photos, I would say that these were also really great. Like right here, you can see that there was no graininess no matter how dark it got, and my selfies were top notch when compared to other smartphones. Next up, when we look at the outside daytime photos, I would say that this is where the S22 Plus performed at its best. Like right here, you can see that the night mode photos didn't give off any graininess, the colors were accurate, and my skin tone didn't make me look much lighter, which made me take more selfies. And the last environment that I wanted to cover when it came to pictures on the S22 Plus was the inside nighttime photos. And when we look at them, we can see that there was some graininess, the quality wasn't as great, and it really struggled when there was little to no lighting. But once I turned the lights on, the quality got much better, the sharpness was still great, and the colors were very accurate, which definitely redeemed the camera overall. And when it came to video quality, the S22 Plus was one of the best to offer. And to give you guys an example, here are some 8K videos that I took on it. And there it is, you guys, my review on the Samsung Galaxy S22 Plus after 1 week of use. Now let me know down in the comments, do you guys think that the S22 Plus should be renamed to the S22 Ultra and the S22 Ultra should be renamed to the S22 Note? Let me know. And if you guys made it to the end of this video, I would like to say thank you for sticking around, and don't forget to like the video and subscribe, it'll be very appreciated. And as far as social media, you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram, and I will see you guys on the next one. Peace.